What's going on, everybody? Captain Gonzo, that flight sim channel, and we're back for some more Citation 10 action. So if you saw our last video, we just parked right here in Denver with good old 720 Charlie, which is the FlightFX Citation 750, or otherwise known as the Citation X, Citation 10, the Speed Boy. Alright guys, so check it out, today's flight. We're going to try to get right down to it. We're going to be flying from here over to Dallas-Fort Worth in Texas. So let's just start this walk around. As you can see, the aircraft is nice and secured. We've got chocks. Let's make sure that the nose gear link is connected. You can see right there, that's what we call the scissors. So on the ground, whenever you're towing it, first thing you do is come around here, move a cotter pin on the other end, take the pin out, and then you separate this linkage right here, and that way you don't bust anything as you're towing it. That looks good. Let's go around. Before I even open the cockpit door, I'm just going to check my leading edges here, check the winglets, make sure everything is a-okay. That looks good. Man, I love this paint. And while we're checking the trailing edge here, checking our flaps, we're going to go ahead and open the cargo door, leave it ready for when our passengers start showing up. I don't think any of these doors open. Nope. Yeah, I forget. Alright, let's go ahead and remove engine covers. Look at that paint, guys. It's just so sharp. Alright, well, we'll be using SayIntentions again today. We'll see if we can make up for that weird approach we had coming in here into Denver, where it overshot the localizer. Not sure what happened there. But anyways, we'll give it a shot. Check it out. We do have ground power enabled, the GPU. Checking the right-hand side. Going along the leading edge here. Let's make sure the fuelers left our fuel hatch secured. That looks good. That looks like we got a pitot. Looks like an AOA vane there, and then a true air temperature probe. They're clear. Now let's check our pitots here on the front, which we just removed those covers from. And it looks like I inadvertently removed my chocks. So let me put them back. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump on board, and let's start configuring this aircraft so we can get started. It is an early morning here in Denver, so it'll be hopefully a beautiful sunrise as we make our way down to Texas. Here we go. Let's climb aboard. All right, cold and dark. Let's get the yoke out the way. You can see our ground services here, so let me stow this away. Let's go to Navigraph. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Denver immediately so we can get the airport chart ready. Nothing? Okay, well, let's see if once we get battery power on, that comes online. All right, let's start with battery 1, battery 2. Let's go ahead and arm our emergency exit light, which I don't think I did on my last flight until I was airborne. Not a good thing. Okay, that checks out. Let's go ahead and enable external power. Let's go ahead and cycle standby power. Test is good. Set it to on. Avionics and ECAS are on. Right off the bat, let's go through our series of tests here. So let's re-enable the yoke. Baggage smoke. Landing gear horn. Fire warning. Thrust reversed. They're illuminated. Flaps. Amber. Amber cast message. Windshield temperature. Overspeed. There's the stick shaker. And then lastly, an annunciator test, making sure everything works. While we're here on the ground, let's go ahead and throw all of our lights on. Something I rarely do, but it is nighttime technically. Let's get all of our lights on. Let's take a look outside, make sure everything works. Oh yeah, check it out. Landing lights are on, taxi lights, strobes. I see beacon underneath, beacon up top, and the tail flood is on. Good nav light. Let's run around the other side real quick. Good nav light over there. Okay, I like it. Let's hide the yoke so we can turn off recognition light, ground recognition, anti-collision off. We'll keep nav and tail flood on. Let's go ahead and get Seatbelt signs on. While we're looking here on the right, let's go ahead and get that APU started. So master on, test, APU fire. Okay, good. And we'll keep it on for now while we're sitting here with the GPU. Okay, let's come back here. Turn off taxi light, landing lights. And let's go ahead and take this off the annunciator test. There we go. That looks good. All right, IRS switches can come to a line. Verify parking brake is set. And let's go ahead and start going through our flows here on the FMS. All right, pausing it. There's the GPS coordinates, load, flight plan, Denver. Get sim brief over here. So it looks like our route is runway 8, sleek 2, sleek, direct, easy, direct. So let's go ahead and go to nav, departure. There we go. Denver, runway 8. Next. Sleek. Activate. There is our standard instrument departure. Then we're going to go direct easy. That's a lot of ease. Then Medano. And then our destination, which is Dallas-Fort Worth, KDFW. We'll type that in now on the right-hand side. Now we can go to nav. Arrival. Let's select the runway. Looks like we're anticipating 18 right. ILS. We'll do ICL. And our star for this morning will be Victory. Victory 2. And what was that transition? Medano? There we go. There's our arrival profile. 18 right, ICL, ILS, Medano transition, Victory 2. Activate. Route checks out. We've got altitude constraints, speed restrictions as applicable. Discontinuity. We can expect vectors to intercept that localizer for 18 right. Now let's go ahead and knock this out. So let's go ahead and hide this for a second. Let's go to the secondary radio here. Let's press nav. Tune, by the way, secondary CDU, not radio. Let's tune into 125.6. That's going to be our ATIS here in Denver.
Report. Information Juliet. 0353 Zulu.
Let me write this
Arriving
down.
runways 17 right, 16 left, 16 right. Departing runways 8, 17 left. Wind 170 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, view at 2,000 feet. Temperature 11. Dew point 0. Altimeter 3000. Density altitude 6100 feet. Medical helicopter landing priority in effect, expect brief delays. Advise on initial contact. You have information Juliet.
All right.
Denver International.
So we've got Juliet. Now we're going to contact clearance here on 118.75. We're going to leave that there for a second. Let's go ahead and configure our takeoff parameters. So we're going to go to performance init. This looks good. Cruise, climb. Let's do 280. I always like that. Climbs very, very nicely. And then we are cruising at, let's see, 39,000. So flight level 390 yet again. We're going to sync with the EFB. Okay, yeah, we do have 7 passengers. That checks out. And 350 on the cargo. Confirm. Estimated time en route, 1 hour and 17 minutes. Fuel required, 3230. Fuel minimums, let's make it 900 pounds. Next. 558 nautical miles distance. We'll make this a good, quick one, hopefully. Take off. Okay. Runway 8. Outside air temperature was 11 degrees Celsius. Altimeter's already set, 3000. And then winds were 170 at 12. Next. Runway conditions dry. There's the slope. 0.5% down with 150. Density, altitude, flaps 15. Yeah, we'll go flaps 15 today. Anti-ice is off. There's our takeoff weight. Confirm. We're going to have a left to right crosswind, 12 knots. V1 124, rotate at 127. V2 131. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to keep this on the flight plan page. Let's go ahead and take a look around. Nav is ready, so we're going to grab these IRS switches, throw them into nav. Let's see if this thing finally kicked in. Don't know why it's not recognized. Do I need to do it in caps? I don't remember that. Hey, okay.
Good morning, Denver clearance, American 2450 with information Victor, ready to copy IFR clearance to San Diego.
All right, this is kind of weird.
Standby. Cleared to San Diego, Pikes to departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 9,000. Expect flight level 320, 10 after departure. Departure 120.8. Squawk 5456. Expecting runway 7, American 2450. American 2450, read back correct.
Let's go 3000. Okay. And let's go ahead and give them a call. Let them know we're ready to copy our clearance to Fort Worth. Let me check my call sign. I think we're exec-ject 343. Yep. All right. Denver clearance, good morning. Exec-ject 343 with Juliet, IFR, Dallas.
Exec-ject 343, Denver clearance, cleared to Dallas via the Sleek 2 departure. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 9,000. Expect flight level 390.10 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.800, squawk 3752. Expect runway 8.
All right, cleared to Dallas as filed via the Sleek 2 departure. Then it's filed. Climb and maintain 9,000. Expect flight level 390.10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.8. Squawk 3752. Expecting runway 8 for exec-ject 343.
Exec-ject 343, read back correct. Ground is on 121.35, safe flight, sir.
Ground on 121.35, and thanks for the heads up. Have a good one. Exec-ject 343. 12135. Let's go ahead and tune that in. All right, we got ground frequency set. There we go. Let's reduce comms. It gets a little annoying. Okay, let's go ahead and start up the APU. All right, while that's firing up, let me just do a quick scan here, make sure everything's okay. Just going through my menus here. I can hear that APU coming online. All right, there we go. EGT stabilizing. RPM's good. Generator is on. Bleeder on. Let's go ahead and disconnect external power. And then let's come over here to the ground services. Let's go ahead and pull the GPU. We can do a final walk around. Let's just go ahead and pull chocks now. Here we go. Let's go around the plane. Let's come back here, close the luggage, see if I remember how to do this. There we go. It's a sweet spot right there, hidden. Alright, APU is definitely online. We can hear it right here. Nice cones. Look at all the lights out there. A lot of traffic. Alright, chocks are pulled. We are with the parking brake set. We've got a good jet. Let's go ahead and get ready to fire this bad boy up and start our trip down to Dallas. All right, now let's see if I can close the cabin door here. Hold up, this is too dark here. Let me see if I can remember how to do the lights. There we go. Hello, boys and girls. Much better. Make sure our shades are open. Here we go. Okay. Let's get situated. Let me bring up my taxi diagram once again here. Although it should be a pretty straight shot over to runway 8. Let's get our ground recognition light on. That's going to be our beacon. These are in the cutoff. Just confirming it. Let me just check, make sure everything is mapped. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and open up that isolation valve. And then let's go ahead and start with engine number 2. Watching N2. Get some gas in there. Beautiful. Alright, let's trip that right-hand generator. Looks good. No ECAS messages there. And repeat the process for engine 1.
Skywest 4696, taxi to parking via Foxtrot 6, Foxtrot Charlie Sierra Kilo. Foxtrot 6, Foxtrot Charlie Sierra Kilo, Skywest 4696.
There we go. Okay, N1 and N2 stabilizing. ITT looks good. Let's go ahead and trip that generator. Reset. Alright, looks like we've got a good jet. Let's go ahead and come off the generator off the APU. Let's open or close that ISO valve. Bleeder come off. APU off. Let it cool off for a little bit. Get my yoke. Doing a quick scan here, make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, of course, my squawk, 3752. So we can do it here manually, or we can just type it in. So let's go next, 3752. It's easier instead of having to sit here and scroll. We'll keep this page open with our radios. Let's go flaps 15 for takeoff. Let's reset our stabilizer trim. There we go, close enough. We're in the green. Let's zoom out a little bit here, make sure everything's good. Oh, look at the terrain. Oh, yeah. Loving it. All right, let me bring up my comms a little bit.
Southwest 2551, request push and start clearance. Southwest 2551, cleared for push and start. Pushback and start approved, Southwest 2551.
Denver ground, good morning. Executive 343 with Juliet requesting taxi to runway 8.
Executive 343, runway 8, taxi via Lima 1, Mike.
Lima 1 Mike to runway 8 for Executive 343. Okay, that was pretty easy. So we're going to make a right on Lima 1, take Mike all the way down.
Executive 343, correction, taxi via Lima 1, Mike to runway 8.
Lima 1 Mike to runway 8 for Executive 343. All right, park and brake off, taxi light on. Let's give it some gas.
Southwest 2551, ready to taxi. Southwest 2551, runway 8, taxi via Charlie November, Echo Delta Mike, Romeo, Romeo 9er.
All right, let's go ahead and set 9,000 feet.
Charlie November, Echo Delta Mike, Romeo, Romeo 9er, Southwest 2551.
United 2065, request push and start.
United 2065, cleared for push and start.
It's going to be another great flight, guys. I can feel it.
Alaska 164, taxi to the ramp.
Alaska 164, taxi to parking via Foxtrot 6, Foxtrot Charlie November Juliet.
Slower comms a little bit again.
Foxtrot 6, Foxtrot Charlie November Juliet.
You can see the sun just coming up way out there over to the east.
Alaska 643, ready to taxi.
What's that? Looks like Southwest just touched down.
17 left, taxi via Kilo, Charlie November Echo Delta Papa Papa Niner. Frontier flight 3302, cleared for push and start. Pushback and start approved. Frontier flight 3302.
There we go. We just got a taxi all the way down.
Runway 17 left, taxi via Alpha Sierra.
We'll be there in just a second.
Echo Delta Papa 6, taxi to parking via Mike 5, Mike Charlie Sierra Kilo, Charlie November.
Mike 5, Mike Charlie Sierra, Kilo, Charlie November, Southwest 2406.
United 2065, runway 17 left, taxi via hotel. Charlie November Echo Delta Papa Papa Niner. Start approved, Southwest 276.
American 2078, ready to taxi.
American 2078, runway 17 left, taxi via Charlie Sierra, Kilo, Charlie November Echo Delta Papa Papa Niner.
Southwest 73 Max, United 2065.
United 471, ready to taxi. November Juliet, Southwest 1169er.
Brown, Frontier 1375.
Hello there.
343, contact tower on 124.3, take care.
Switching tower 124.3 for exact Jet 343. So long. Alright, I see the whole short line there, so let's pull up a little bit so we don't block this intersection. Looks like we've got a couple of Southwest birds lining up here.
Denver Tower, Southwest 4361, established on the ILS runway 17 right.
Alright, pull the parking brake, let those guys take off.
361, roger.
Let's go to the Sleek
Denver Tower,
2.
Southwest 152, established on the RNAV Zulu runway 16 left.
Let's check it out. So we're going to take off runway 8, heading 083. And looks like we're going to climb to 5,934 feet, then right turn to Kidding, at or below 10,000, then on track 155, and so on. Fair enough, right? Nothing to it, nothing out of the norm here. Let's let them know that we're ready to go, and hopefully they'll sequence us in here. Denver Tower, good morning. It's Jet 343, holding short of runway 8, ready to go.
Executive 343, Denver Tower, runway 8, winds 170 at 12. RNAV Kidding, cleared for takeoff.
RNAV Kidding, cleared for takeoff, runway 8, Exec Jet 343. I don't know about that. This Southwest looks like he's doing U-turns over there. Alright, come on, buddy. I'm gonna just keep recording this. I'm gonna give him some time.
West 4361, winds 160 at 12, runway 17 right, cleared to land.
Let's dim this light a little bit.
17 right, clear to land, Southwest 4361.
Okay.
United 2041, winds 170 at 12.
Close the
runway
cabin
17
door.
left, cleared to land.
Alright, let's go ahead and start lining up here.
Clear to land, 16 left, United 2041.
Come on, buddy. I need you to get off the runway. There he goes. Alright. Alright, get all the lights on. Recognition. Strobes on. We're all set. I've got the departure frequency 120.8 on the scratch pad there. And we're we have a good right to left crosswind here, so we're gonna have to get some right aileron as we're rolling.
Denver Tower, Frontier Flight 1927 established.
Torpedo static heat on.
Right.
Denver Tower, Southwest 2237 established on the RNAV Yankee runway 17 right.
Start our clock. There we go. All right, Southwest is now clear, pulling away. Let's start introducing power.
Ground on 121.35.
Ground Southwest 27.
And let's go to takeoff thrust here. Thrust is set. Airspeed's alive. And rotate. Positive rate of climb. Looking for 5934. Looking good, looking good. There's 6,000. Auto throttle on. Making that right-hand turn towards Kidding.
Executive 343, contact departure on 120.8.
Switching to departure 120.8. It's like J343, so long.
Mirage 100, contact.
Alright, let's go. Flaps 5. Denver departure, good morning. Exec J343, climbing 7,200 for 900,000. RNAV Kidding.
Executive 343, Denver departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 13,000 vectors to Kidding, then is filed.
Climb, maintain 13,000 vectors to Kidding, then is filed for Exec J343.
Executive 343, Denver departure, traffic at your 12 o'clock, 3 miles at 8,737.
Exec J343, we've got visual on that traffic. Alright, let's bring down pitch just a tad here. Go ahead and clean the flaps. Let's go ahead and get that windshield heat on. Still hand flying. Alright, we're above 10,000. Let's go ahead and turn off landing lights. Engine sync is set to turbine. After takeoff checklist, gear up, flaps up. I think that's pretty much it. We're here on a good track. Let me come back left a little bit. Deviating off course. Now you see Kidding is at or below 10,000, but they cleared us up to 13,000.
Climb and maintain flight level 260.
Climb, maintain flight level 260, Exec J343. Set. 1 mile from Kidding. Start making that right bank now. Course twin.
Direct Joe Bob. Cleared for the RNAV Yankee runway 16 left approach. Descend and maintain altitude 10,000 until established. Down to 10,000, cleared for the RNAV Yankee 16 left approach. Skywest 5137. Southwest 1448, direct junk box. Cleared for the RNAV Zulu runway 17 right approach. Descend and maintain altitude 7700 until established.
Descending to 7700, cleared for the RNAV Zulu 17 right approach, Southwest 1448.
Alright, we're deviating off course here.
Contact Denver Tower.
Nothing too crazy though. Still hand flying. It just feels so good to fly this plane.
United 751, contact Denver departure on 126.1.
Over to Denver departure on 126.1 at United 751. Denver departure, United 751.
contact.
All right.
ExecJet 343, climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb, maintain flight level 330, ExecJet 343.
Over to Denver Tower on 135.3 east, skywest of 291.
United 751, contact Denver Center on 126.5.
Over to Denver Center on 126.5.
So we're climbing way more aggressive than we planned with our VNAV. You can see we're doing 227 indicated. We're doing 3,700 feet a minute. We were doing 4,200 there for a second.
ExecJet 343, contact Denver Center on 128.65.
128.65 for center for ExecJet 343. All right, 128.65.
135.3.
135.3 for Southwest 3680.
Denver Center, ExecJet 343, Sleek 2, departure, climbing flight level 195 for 330.
ExecJet 343, Denver Center, good morning.
All right, let's go ahead and arm nav, VNAV, flight level, and autopilot. Okay. There we go. Now the aircraft's going to reduce pitch, let the airspeed build up a little bit more. Going for 280 indicated. We're in climb, and 1 as indicated by the ATS, auto throttle. And you can see here on the ECAS, climb is set. We've gone over 18,000 feet, flight level 180. Our transition altitude altimeters are set to standard 2902. We're having fun, guys. Beautiful, beautiful departure so far. Loving the traffic out of Denver. We're inbound fighter. And the fun continues. See how the night lighting looks here. Looks okay. I feel like this is looking a little bit better. I'm not using Sim Update 4 Beta anymore. I'm back on Sim Update 3, so the native.
ExecJet 343,
standby.
Denver Center, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Climb, maintain flight level 380, ExecJet 343. There we go, 38,000 set. 1,000 foot shy of our cruise altitude. But yeah, guys, night lighting looks pretty good. Can't complain. Everything is behaving nominally. Alrighty, well, we'll see you in just a few once we're established on our cruise.
ExecJet 343, climb and maintain flight level 390.
All right, looks like we're at 39,000 feet. We're established up here, cruising at Mach 0.9. Good tailwinds there, 30 knots. We're doing 542 across the ground. Let's go ahead and turn off the seatbelt signs. Just turn on the passenger safety. Guys, so far, very, very smooth climb up here to the flight levels. Let's check our progress. Looks like 317 miles till our top of descent. Everything else is looking a-okay. Yeah, look at that. Tailwind 27 knots with a slight crosswind left to right 13 knots. I'll take that ground speed any day. Sit back, enjoy the flight, guys, and we'll begin our descent here in just a few minutes.
Contact Alpha's approach on 128.4 TBM Golf Alpha Victor. Exec Jet 343, Albuquerque Center, expect the Victory 2 arrival. Anticipate descent in about 20 minutes. Say the word if you want to descend sooner.
Look at this beautiful sunrise here. All right, check it out, guys. We are now officially in Texas. Briefly made it through Oklahoma there. Then we are talking to Albuquerque Center. They've already cleared us for the Victory 2 arrival. Told us to descend and maintain flight level 310 at our discretion. Top of descent still a ways out. Let's check it out. 139 miles away. You can see it there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. After Medano, that's where the top of descent begins. Right now, let's go ahead and tune into ATIS down at Fort Worth and see what kind of weather we can expect. All right, let's go ahead and tune in. 123.77 is our ATIS for Fort Worth. Let's go ahead and bring up COM 2. See if we can pick it up. Nothing yet. All right, we'll leave it there for now. See if we can keep monitoring. Let's go ahead and see our approach here. Localizer frequency 111.9. We write that down. Final approach course 176 degrees. Looks like our decision altitude 807 feet. That's going to be our minimum, or 200 feet decision height on the radar altimeter. Touchdown zone elevation 607 feet. Missed approach climb to 1100. Climbing right turn 3000, heading 250, and outbound via the Fuse VOR radio 2222 to Likes intersection. And we're going to hold at DME 27, or as directed by ATC. Everything looks good. Should be a straight and forward approach. Hopefully the aircraft behaves better than it did last time. Alright, let's go ahead and tune that localizer frequency to our NAV1 radio, 111.9. There we go. Manual 111.9. Of course, we won't have to worry about it since we've already told the FMS that is the ILS we're expecting. We should be all set. We'll just have to switch over to nav mode instead of the FMS as our nav source. Let's go ahead and set our minimums here. So we set that was 807. Let's go ahead. Let's go barrel. Fuel scrolls away. Nothing crazy. Let's do 810. Minimums are set. Localizer frequency is set. We know what to expect there. We'll configure the rest once we begin our descent. Whoa, check out that contrail, guys. Somebody just did a zigzag. UAP? Yep, confirmed. Looks like we're dead under 6 o'clock here. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Fox 1 here, maybe a Fox 3 and get a good radar lock. Alright, anyways. Sorry, I forgot. I'm not in DCS. Alright, check it out. There's our top of descent, guys. We're descending to 31,000 feet. VNAV path is all good. One thing I've been forgetting to do, which by the way I will confess, is my pressurization. Let's go ahead and reduce this. We're going down to 31,000. Let's put it around 30,000. There we go. It's like good descent there. Alright, let's get the seatbelt signs back on. Scanning dead ahead. Belfer is our next waypoint. See what we got here. So at 290 knots between flight level 300 and 240, we should be a-okay by the time we get there. 51.9 miles. So you know what? Let's go ahead and go to manual. Let's go up to 290. There we go. Mach 89. We got a little bit of weather up ahead there. Nothing crazy though. We're doing okay for now. Now center cleared me to descend to 9,000. I find that a bit extreme, and we were still like 100 miles away from our top of descent. So I'm just gonna play it by ear here. Let's see, hull 23,000 or above. Letton, Zubov, Victory. Okay. Yeah, we'll just manage our own descent here, maintaining speed. You can see here, pretty much on our descent from Medano, Belfort, Hull, at 290. As long as we cross Hull at or above 23,000, we should be a-okay. And then we just hang on, sit back, enjoy the ride as we prepare ourselves for this beautiful morning approach into Fort Worth. Alright, as we continue descending, we're through transition altitude there, flight level 180. We've got information Tango for Fort Worth. Looks like winds are calm, visibility 10 miles. Sky conditions, clouds broken at 13,000 and 11,000. Temperature 17, dew point 15, and altimeter 2992, and we are expecting 18 right for the approach. Everything seems to be working beautifully. I know I loved that flight into Denver, but man, this sunrise coming into Fort Worth is phenomenal. SayIntentions has been spot on, and I'm loving the traffic injection thus far. The sim just feels very, very alive, and that's why I love using products like SayIntentions. So guys, if you haven't seen it or tried it out yourself, give them a shot. SayIntentions AI-powered traffic injection and air traffic control. And if you don't have the time like we here don't have for VATSIM sometimes, use a product like this. We also strongly recommend to be on ATC, but SayIntentions has been our go-to lately, and we can't fly without it anymore. Here we go.
Center, speed 270 knots.
Speed 270 knots for ExecJet 343. Look at that, right on cue. Saw that. We are in the FMS or managed speed mode. Automatically knows that our next waypoint we have to cross at 270 knots. At or above 13,000, below or at or below 16,000. Looks like we're right on track.
ExecJet 343, contact Lone Star approach on 118.1.
Approach on 118.1 for ExecJet 343. There we go. We've got 118.1 on the comms. Let's give them a call. Lone Star approach, ExecJet 343 with Tango descending through flight level 147.
ExecJet 343, Lone Star approach. Good morning, Dallas. Altimeter 2988. Expect the ILS runway 18 right approach into Dallas.
Altimeter 2988 and expect the ILS 18 right into Dallas for ExecJet 343. Alright, let's make that adjustment. I always find that curious how the ATIS information is slightly off track. However, it is 2:04 a.m. over here. I know if I adjusted the sim time, so we probably just had an ATIS update in between my last call and now. So there we go. Altimeter's 2988 checked. Let's cross-check on the secondary PFD. Looks good.
6403, contact Dallas Tower on 134.9er.
Beautiful.
Over to Dallas Tower on 134.9er.
And you can see right there that discontinuity. We're going to get vectors there to intercept, hopefully, the localizer. It looks like we're going to come in on a nice right base to set ourselves up on a final approach course into runway 18 right for Dallas.
For American 2583. Good day.
Alright, crossing 10,000. We've been instructed to descend and maintain 3,000. Landing lights come on.
134.9er for American 1768. Good day.
And we should be in the ground here within 10-15 minutes tops. Things are going to get a little bit busy now. So guys, I'm not going to talk as much. Let's just focus on flying. Remember, aviate, navigate, and communicate. That is the order we do things here.
Climb and maintain flight level 260. ExecJet 343, turn right heading 125 vectors for the ILS runway 18 right approach. Skywest 6302, contact Dallas Tower on 134.9er.
Right turn heading 125 vectors for the ILS 18 right. ExecJet 343. Let's go heading mode. Alright, he's going to bring us in a little bit tight. Let's start reducing speed here.
American 2435, contact Dallas Tower on 134.9er.
134.9er for American 2435.
Alright, heading bug set 125, still descending through 5,400.
Executive 343, proceed directly Greece. Cleared for the ILS runway 18 right approach.
Proceed direct Legree, cleared for the ILS runway 18 right approach. Section 343. Alright, I see Legree there. Looks like we're on a good intercept course there. Let's go ahead and switch over to nav. And let's go ahead and set that course to, what was it, 176 degrees.
Okay, Charlie Juliet, contact Meacham Tower on 118.3.
Alright, we're slowing down. Let's go ahead and get some flaps in. Let's go flaps 5. And as per usual, we slow down way ahead of time, but I like to give myself some time and breathing room here just to set up the aircraft, especially when visibility is like this. Alright, let's go ahead and gear down. Engine sync can come off. And I didn't set my landing config. Whoops. Temperature was 17. Winds were calm. Dry. Yep. Let's go to landing data. 125 on the approach. 120 VREF. Let's arm the approach mode.
Exec Jet 343, contact Dallas Tower on 124.15.
Tower 124.15. Exec Jet 343. 124.15.
Exec Jet 343, contact Dallas Tower on 124.15 at Legree.
We'll call Tower 124.15 at Legree for Exec Check 343. Alright. Alright, landing gear 3 green, down and locked. Flaps, we're still at flaps 5. Let's go flaps 15. We'll call that Legree, slap that into our comms. See if this thing is picking up. Localizer. There we go. Dallas Tower, Exec Check 343, intercepting localizer 18 right, ILS.
Exec Jet 343, Dallas Tower, roger, continue approach, runway 18 right.
Continuing the approach, 18 right, Exec Check 343. Go flaps full.
Exec Jet 343, winds 360 at 10, runway 18 right, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, 18 right, Exec Check 343. Way high here on the glide slope. Alright, we're gonna do this manually. So yeah, that was my fault again, guys. Alright, let's turn off the auto throttle. I'm gonna have to do a manual ILS, which is not advisable, especially with these weather conditions.
American 2558, hold short of runway 18 left.
So we're left off course here. Let me come back right. There we go. Needle is nice and centered now. There's the glide slope. Much better. See, you can practice some precision approaches here with the Citation 10. No problem. A little bit slow. Let's get some power. I think I see Pappy lights. See 2 white. Good approach speed. Still a bit high. Let's reduce pitch. Alright, I see the runway. We're good to go here. A little bit high. Let's reduce power. Look at this. Wow. This is beautiful. Speed floating right there at 120. That's our VREF speed. Like it. Let's bring her down. $60 knots.
ExecJet 343, contact ground on 121.65.
Ground 121.65 for ExecJet 343.
Departure for American 1902. Good day.
Alright, let's bring the speed brakes back in. And I gotta get familiar to see where we're taxiing today. So hang back, enjoy the replays here. And we'll pick back up as we start our taxi.
Switching to departure American 1177.
American Flight 81998, contact ground on 121.65.
All right, let's start clearing up this jet here. Let's go ahead and bring flaps up. And the lights can come off. Recognition off. Ground recognition can stay on. Windshield heat off. Pitot heat off. And let me see, that ground frequency was 12165. I am not familiar with what FBOs are here, but we'll figure it out. All right, radar can come off. There we go. That was an hour and 24 according to the clock there. But with the replay and everything, it could be a little bit off. Anyways, let's give ground a call. See where they want us to park today. Dallas Ground, good morning. Executive 343, clear of 18 right. Requesting taxi to the FBO.
Executive 343, taxi to International Air Cargo 1 via Echo, Whiskey Kilo, hold short of runway 18 right. Good day.
Blue Streak 5489, ready for pushback.
All right, let's pull up the airport map. Let me give that read back. All right, we'll taxi to the International Air Cargo stand via Echo Whiskey Kilo, hold short 18 right for Executive 343. Let's go to taxi airport. Let's see what we got here. All right, so there's Echo and there's Whiskey Kilo. So we're going to come up, make a left on Echo, Whiskey Kilo, hold short of 18 right, which is the runway we just took. And then there's International Air Cargo dead ahead. That's pretty easy.
Dallas Ground, United 113.
All right.
IFR clearance to Denver. Dallas Ground, United 113.
Oh, wait, this thing kind of bugs out.
Clearance to Denver.
There we go. I don't know why it does that.
1 second while I grab the paperwork. 489er, runway 17 right, taxi via Kilo 6 Lima, Echo Foxtrot.
Runway 17 right, taxi via
I love those colors.
Lima, Echo Foxtrot, Blue Streak 5489er.
All right, let's go ahead and start this APU up. Here's Whiskey Kilo to our left. Let's see if ground clears us to cross over here without having to let them know we're holding short.
Ground, American 1281, taxi to the ramp.
American 1281, taxi to parking via Echo 3, Golf 8, Golf Yankee Kilo.
I think I see lights over there.
Golf 8, Golf Yankee Kilo, American 1281.
Yeah, somebody's coming in for the approach. Let's capture that outside. I want to see that landing. Yikes. That A321 might need to go in for a C check after that landing. Damn near looked like a 3-point landing. Mains and nose. Alright, I'm going to call ground. I don't want to keep waiting. Ground, section 343. We're still holding short 18 right.
Executive 343, contact tower on 124.15 for further instructions.
Tower 124.15 for Executive 343. Okay. Tower Executive 343 holding short 18 right. Requesting taxi over to the International Air Cargo Terminal.
Executive 343, Dallas Tower, cross runway 18 left.
We'll cross runway 18 right for Executive 343. This ain't no 18 left. What are you doing, American? What are you doing? Oh, he's going to cut me off, isn't he? Or I'm going to cut him off first. Yeah, that's a good spot to stop right there. Speed brake still out. Halfway off of the runway. Beautiful. Alright, we're off the active. Landing lights off. We'll continue straight in. Recognition lights off. Ground recognition stays on. There's Whiskey Kilo. Let's see. Just gonna find our own parking here, wherever we want.
American 802 contact ground on 121.85. American 565 contact departure.
Contact departure, American 565.
There's the stutters.
2450 contact departure.
42 departure, American 2450. Good day.
Let's swing it right.
American 2575, winds calm, runway 18 right, cleared to land.
18 right, cleared to land. American 2575.
American 802, hold short of runway 18 left.
There we go. Parking brake on.
Short of runway 18 left, American.
Taxi light off. Let me make sure my speed brake is retracted.
751, hold short of runway
Flaps
18
are
left.
up. Let's go ahead and kill fuel to those engines. Generators can come off. Passenger seat belts off.
American
APU is
802,
on.
cross runway
Fleet air is
18
on.
left.
We can go ahead and stop the clock here. There we go. All right, let's get some ground services on. So let's get some trucks. Let's go ahead and let these passengers out of here. Well, they look happy. Nobody looks like they're nervous, so that's a good sign. Let's see if I know how to open this door.
SkyWest 4920.
Where's the... How do I open this? No, that's the lighting. Oh. No? Am I gonna... Oh, there we go. There's the handle. Awesome. Alright, folks. Welcome to Dallas. Let's go ahead and step outside. Let's see how we did on the parking job. Let's run over really quick. Oh, baby. I'd say that's pretty good. Pretty damn good. Let's go open the cargo door to let our passengers retrieve their own luggage, because I will not be doing that for them today, and we don't have any ramp service agencies here. Oh, I left my beacon on. Rookie mistake. I always do something wrong. Hold up. I gotta fix that. Well, we can always pretend that we're doing a quick turn. And you know what? Maybe we can pick up our next flight from right here. I like that. Alright, so there you have it, folks. Welcome to Dallas. I hope you enjoyed yet another Citation 10 video. You know what? Let me go inside and let's mute comms. There we go. We're going to have to hear that in the background. Alright, guys. Well, yeah, hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. I could have done way better on that approach, especially with the visibility the way it was, but figured it was a good time to get hands-on and practice a good IMC ILS approach into Dallas. Citation 10, like I've always argued, is a very, very pilot-friendly aircraft, at least how FlightFX has given us this product. I would like to talk to real Citation 10 drivers and see if that's the case, but there's a reason why I am obsessed with this airplane, and it's because I am able to do everything at least 80 to 90% correctly, I think, and the airplane responds how it should. Alright, guys, we'll cut it here. And like I said, the next leg of this Citation 10 trip from the West Coast is going to have us do a quick turn. You can see, beacon is on. That's why we're doing that. We're going to get some fuel, load up the next set of passengers, whoever that is, and then we're going to head somewhere else. So we'll figure that out as the time comes. Alright, guys, well, this is Captain Gonzo with that Flight Sim channel checking out. Thanks again for tuning in. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit it on the way out. Doesn't hurt you, helps us. We're slowly growing, trying to hit a target of 10,000 subscribers here by the end of the year. Well, let's see if we can make it, and if not, we still appreciate the support. Smooth landings, happy flying. We'll see you on the next one.